exposed without my headphones. I was talking about this in the behind the scenes with Twitch because I start off there just to kind of prep, but I got my new headphone set up. Hopefully you guys like it. Hopefully you can hear me okay. But we're gonna get started. Today is news day. It's supposed to be on Tuesdays, but I was not feeling good yesterday, so we're gonna do it today on Wednesday. It's gonna be a short stream just because my brain is not working that much. But I wanted to cover a lot of stuff. I was gonna say I kind of wanted to talk about it, but I do want to talk about it. It's just I don't have a lot of energy, so we're gonna talk through sustainable fashion stuff, environmentalism, the erosion of society, the corruption of morals, and social justice bits here and there. If you're unfamiliar with who I am, I'm Ellie, and I work out of this. So if you want access to this deck, you can call it. It's a Canva deck. I have it in my YouTube. The links are there for you to find it, but it's usually in the bottom of the description where you can like press on it. It's a public thing. It's a free thing, and you can have access to everything I'm talking about. Usually I don't really talk about everything, so if you want to keep up to date, you can like look at that, but I mostly use it because I like go on tangents, so that's that. And if you ever want to hang out and just chat, I typically also go live on Mondays from 7 to 9:30. And then again, I'm supposed to be doing the news on Tuesday, but I didn't feel good on Tuesday, so that was moved to Wednesday. I never really stream on Wednesday, so this is special for you guys. What the heck? And then I do like fashion design stuff on Thursdays, again the same time, and then I'm trying to do one-off shows. I'm thinking like Saturdays and Sundays. I definitely do need to do my one-off shows. My bank account is quite literally not too happy with me. I do have a full-time job, guys. I work like literally 40 hours a week. So just my student loans are killing me. I didn't even like... Okay, the thing is with student loans, I'm gonna throw up just thinking about it. The thing with student loans is, why doesn't it cover everything? Because I was supposed to get a full ride scholarship, and I technically did, but then they're like, well, the dorm is not part of the educational system. And I'm like, what? So they like literally scammed me. I had to pay for my dorm, and now that's what I'm paying. But when you're not like making bank in your job, that's kind of like sucks your paycheck, because I'm trying to pay it all off. But I do want to get into all this other information that's in here. Like, I'm so excited to talk about Devil Wears Prada. I was raised with this movie, and it's coming out again in the theaters. I'm just super excited. But there's been so much like random capitalist merch coming out of it, and like random products, as that always happens. But before we get into that, I do want to talk about me for a second. I like to humanize the things that I do. I feel like I come off very serious and very just like informative, that you can just forget that I'm a human. But a little bit about me. I have a strong background in sustainable fashion. I did a lot of community organizing, so I haven't really been in the online spaces for too long. It's been nearly a year. I think it's obvious for a lot of like, I guess, experts or people online, that I just haven't been in these spaces before, but that's what like makes this so exciting for me, because it's the ultimate challenge to connect with people behind a screen. And I always talk about this because it's just like the hardest thing, that I'm building community online, but I don't know who's watching. But that's kind of like what makes it exciting as well, because you have to just really try to bring the energy and bring excitement and passion, and the reflection will hopefully be felt to those in the world around me. So I really think that I have to just pour a lot of effort into me, but also my values, so that other people can really resonate with them as well, and be super consistent. That's what I've been struggling with. But it's just like, it's so hard to keep up with energy when you're balancing work and you're balancing your personal life and stuff. Hi Carrie. Hello. You have choppy connection right now, but you'll be home soon to chat more. Perfect. I think you're driving, so have a good drive home. But yeah, a bit more about me and my life right now. I usually do a whole list of updates, to be totally honest, but I feel genuinely like depleted in sharing so much of myself because I usually don't share anything whatsoever to anyone in real life. And I've been sharing a lot this past week, and I don't really know what's left for me to say. But if you haven't been tuning in to like any other streams, basically I'm just working a lot. I am struggling with my job. I do think that I need to find a new job. I just have the most unsupportive leaders micromanaging me essentially, and I don't know what is required of me. I don't know what's expected, and I'm such a like, what I see is what is, basically. Like if you tell me something, I'm like, oh, okay, like I get it. I don't really understand like subliminal language. I'm heavily neurodivergent. I miss jokes all the time. I don't understand double meaning sometimes. Like when guys liked me and they flirted, I just thought they were being nice. I just thought they were genuinely trying to have a conversation. And then they would ask me out, and I'm like, where did that come from? And I feel like I'm just so friendly that it gets misinterpreted. But I just like things to be honest and like straightforward. That's just how I function. I can't really read behind the lines with a lot of things. I mean, I can pick up on stuff, but sometimes I'm just like, wait, did that mean what I thought it meant? So my managers are like notoriously just like passive aggressive and just kind of expect me to pick things up, and I misunderstand and I can't guess people's minds. So it's been causing a lot of like mental stuff for me because I already mask a lot. I try to like be very nice and very courteous and polite and try to understand the nuance, which takes a lot of mental stamina for me. And I'm just kind of always reading the room out of paranoia that I'm missing whatever is happening around me, so I don't say the wrong thing. And so when my managers are like very cutthroat with me, I'm just like, oh my god, I failed at the thing that I'm the most focused on. So it sets me off into a lot of panic, a lot of anxiety. But it's really not my fault because when you have a manager with unclear expectations and they change their mind constantly and they don't tell you how to approach a project or tell you what they want from you and like punish you for it, it gets in your head, no matter if you're neurodivergent or not. So I feel like I'm being set up for failure. I'm sure that they've been watching my stuff online. It's not a secret that I do my content. And I accidentally gave them my nickname, which is Ellie. Ellie is not my real name. So literally on the first freaking day, I was like, oh, my name is Ellie. Bro, why did I say my name was Ellie? My name is not Ellie. I gave them my nickname that's connected to my social medias. I didn't give them my legal name like I was supposed to because I'm so bad at lying. I'm really so bad at lying. I was like, freak. Now I gave them the ultimate clue to like find my stuff, and I'm sure they did because my boss admitted to being like, oh, I'm an FBI stalker when I want to find something online. Like, girl, what are you doing? Anyways, so I feel like that's why they're being so harsh on me. So I'm really struggling to figure out like what to do next. Like, should I quit my job? Should I stay in my job? Things are escalating in terms of pressure because we're gearing up for an event that's happening this summer, and then I'm done. Like, I'm fired. It's a seasonal job, so there's no incentive for me to continue. And then they gave me the like goal to make 40K out of this like event, when in the past it was only $23,000 that they made, and it was in like downtown Chicago. But now we're in this crappy city where everyone's poor, including me. Nothing against poor people, it's just we're poor. So how are you gonna expect us to make 40K in a random city compared to Chicago, in downtown Chicago, mind you? And she gave me an unrealistic deadline of April when the one in the past had the launch in June, but she wants me to launch in April. So you're gonna tell me that I have I have a quicker deadline and a bigger goal compared to what was done in the past for someone that literally specialized in that project and that was their full-time job? Like, are you kidding me? I'm not a genius. I'm not like that. I'm not that smart, okay? So I only really talk about this in such detail and such, like, I guess, passion because it is my livelihood. And if I do quit, I just genuinely don't know how I'm going to accomplish my goals. And that's been really setting me off. And that's why I've been just in such bad moods. Um, if you don't have a job, like, what am I going to do? So I've been thinking, okay, like, can I supplement my income with whatnot? Or can I, like, work on eBay? Or should I focus on Depop? Just, like, do that full time and then see, like, what sells after I quit? Or, like, do that little by little while I lose my mind in my full-time job. And the bad thing is, when you have a, like, technically good job with an organization that has, like, a national and global legacy behind it, there's a pressure to maintain it, not only for your ego but for your family's approval. And since they've been supporting me a lot, I just feel obligated to keep the job out of just, like, the egoism of what's attached to it, that I'm, like, technically doing something with my life. But let me tell you, my brain is just done. It's so cooked. I feel like I'm in the ultimate presentation mood today because, like, I don't feel like the way that I'm presenting myself. I feel utterly devastated and just done, and just feel such a sense of unfairness to what's happened in this job because I'm just supposed to be a general office support. I'm supposed to be a general, like, I don't know, like, you know, the person that, like, does the behind the scenes stuff and they're just generally helping. That's what I was contracted for $17 an hour. Like, they would the job description didn't even require college, and I have 2 bachelor's degrees. So that's kind of like the level and the context I'm talking about for this job, for you to understand that when they gave me a huge project where I have to raise $40,000 and, like, literally in a couple weeks out of nowhere, when the other person in the past got, like, 4 months, 5 months to do it on a full-time salaried basis with benefits, like, that just hits in such a dark mode in your heart and your soul, if that makes sense. Like, it just disturbed me that they had the audacity to ask that of me, if that makes sense. Do you understand? Hopefully the audio is okay. I know I'm just kind of rambling. I just realized, yeah, I went live on YouTube. Oh my god, I've been going on a tangent about this on YouTube. But yeah, we're on personal updates, it's fine. I'll share it to be totally transparent with everyone what's going on. I'm done. I'm done keeping secrets. I usually only talk about this on Twitch or behind, like, gaming series or whatever, but I'm just kind of done. I'm so done. I don't know what my timeline is for moving out of Illinois. I don't know how it's going to work out. It's devastating to think about because, like, if they didn't put so much expectations on me to perform at this job, I would have this job until August and then I would move out with no problem, like how I planned my life to be. But when you give someone a huge project that they were not trained in, and all this pressure now falls on my shoulders, knowing that I'm already dealing with a lot of mental health stuff, it just sets off a bomb. And now I'm, like, reeling from the fact that I have to manage a bomb when I'm like, trying to, like, figure out my life and build my life out. So if anyone has a small loan, if anyone has a small loan, that would be great. But no one is going to come and save me. That's totally fine and as expected. Like, I've survived my whole life. So I'll figure out a way of navigating, but the question is, like, how long will I last? I have, like, I guess 2 more weeks to figure out the project I was given, and then if they fire me, they fire me, but I cannot finish this project in 2 weeks. If the past person couldn't do it until June, I can't do it in April, you know? And today I was, like, doing all these reports and, like, emailing everyone, working really hard, knowing that tomorrow when I have the meeting with my manager, she's just gonna tell me it's bullshit and I don't know what I'm doing, because that's exactly what's happening. I don't know how to do the project. And I feel like throwing up every single day at all hours. So I'm just cooked right now. I'm so freaking cooked. I don't know how to approach the next steps. I feel like I've completely just kind of stepped outside of my brain these past couple of days. And that's usually what I do to approach problems, if that makes sense. Just kind of, like, retreat a bit and look at it from a different person's perspective, I guess. even though it's my life, and like figure out what's the best course possible. It's like me trying to be unbiased in a heavily emotional biased moment just to get a more abstracted sort of like logical approach, because I want to be as reasonable and responsible at all times. I know that sounds like very like I guess professionally said, but like it's, I'm being honest. Like I just try to be as most logical as I can, and it's because I always want to make the right choice. I always want to make the right choice for myself, for others, and it's just inherently unfair that I was placed so much of a burden in a job that didn't have any clear expectations and any clear roles, and they intentionally made the job just whatever they wanted it to be for $17 an hour. It just rubs me the wrong way. Like, if I'm supposed to help at the office with general tasks, then like, why are you giving me a huge project? They should have stated that. They should have explained that in the job role, you know? Like, but if they had, the job would probably be paying more than $17 an hour, because who would sign up for all that responsibility at $17 an hour? You know what I mean? You know? And then I had to go clean out an abandoned building that no one has touched for 9 years. So I'm like doing this huge project with this huge deadline, and then they're like, oh, go clean this abandoned building. I was watching a stream, and the mic for the streamer glitched, and I genuinely thought that the fucking ghost was gonna come and get me because there's a ghost there. That's how like crazy I'm going. But yeah, it's just nasty how I have to clean like random stuff. They gave me gloves. They gave me gloves to clean. I'm like, I'm not the cleaning lady. What do I look like to you? Damn. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm dealing with. Not a lot of fun news. That's why I didn't really go on stream yesterday, because I had to clean a building all day after all these important business meetings and these spaces. So it was just like, it was just a lot. Also, my phone updated. I hate the freaking phone updates. I got logged out. Okay, this is a good story. This is like a positive story. So I was watching a streamer memorize pi for like literally the entire day, right? I'm so bored out of my freaking mind. I watch streams. And then the moment that he finally memorizes everything, my phone just dies and I have to update everything. I'm like, oh my god, this is so annoying. And yeah, I just had to wait for the update, and now my phone is just freaking weird. I don't like the updates. I don't know why there's cell phone updates, but that's what I was doing yesterday. Anyways, that's my personal updates. What else is there to share? I may hang out with a friend on Saturday, which is nerve-wracking. What else? Other interesting news. I did my taxes. That's exciting, on Saturday. And then I got a new laundry machine after breaking the one that I had. So I'll be washing my clothes. I'm such a normal human being. There's nothing exciting happening. What the heck? And then, what else can I share that can possibly be interesting? Not that much, honestly. Oh, I bought boots. More boots to the collection. That's my red flag. I have too many red boots. I mean, just boots. I bought purple boots. I think that's why I said red boots. No, I was talking about red flags. Yeah. My red flag is that I have too many boots, and I bought purple boots. Yep, that's what I was trying to say. Okay. Wasn't that fascinating? Wasn't that just so interesting? My golly. You guys like the lighting of my room? I look like there's this grayish vibe to it. Gray-green. Yeah? Okay. What else? That's just it. There's nothing else. I haven't really been doing much. Just working. Just, doing my thing. Doing my thing. Ooh. Okay. We're gonna keep on going with the news. So the reason that I mostly started off on the world of streaming was to share news, because it's really needed that we be informed about what's going on in the world. I feel like we just get a lot of like slob with streaming, if that makes sense. Like, I'd be watching live stream, not to dog on live streamers, but I'd just be watching the most random thing, and I just wish I had someone that I could like just trust to listen to about fashion. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no like fashion news place. There's no place I can be like, okay, I'm gonna get my little bits and bobs of girly fashion. There's none. There's none. So I'm here to do the work, the dirty work. And one of the things that I noticed is The Devil Wears Prada has come out a lot. And there's like supposedly now merch at Target, which I find crazy because isn't like the whole point of the movie to talk about like the elitism of fashion and like how we have to be like on top of the industry or whatever, and then we're just making like slob content for fashion. You know, like this is literally slob fashion. Some of the comments say, "Oh gosh, oh good, more trash for Trash Island." Such a waste of marketing, OMG. I honestly feel like a lot of times within our society, we're just trying to make the most amount of money the fastest, and there's like no quality, there's no thought to it. I always advocate to support artists, to support locals, to support like intentionally made items. Like, I'm a huge proponent for artisanal work, and I think especially with luxury fashion, fashion is held at a higher standard there. There's more attention to detail, to the fit, to the artistry, to like how you curate the style, the vibe, the moment, the story, whatever. So when you create this from, I guess, the ethos of like luxury and the fashion and the industry in general, it just kind of feels like a mockery. It feels like the Temu version of like the fashion vibe that they were trying to like carry through, you know? And I feel like this, it's a very nostalgic film because the first one came out when we were way younger. For me, I was a kid, but for like millennials, they're probably like in their teens. For older people, they were adults. So there's just a lot of like feelings and emotions involved behind this movie, and it's almost like memorial to like past days, to like how we used to not be so attached to tech, so we were a bit more authentic with our clothing. We used to read more magazines. We used to kind of live in this like myth of fashion because we didn't really know what was going on behind the scenes. Nowadays, a lot more people know what's going on within the scope of fast fashion, which is the name of like the social and environmental issues of the fashion industry. So we've seen the deserts. I don't know if you guys have been on my stream before, but the textile waste deserts are always a good example of like the repercussions of overproduction and overconsumption of clothing. But if we didn't have the internet in the past, you can really have this information. Like, no one would put this in a magazine, but now with the use of tech, you know, computer, TikTok, whatever, you can like really discover information at a faster pace in a more transparent way. And like now we know that there's literally freaking textile dumps in Chile because we export them over to Chile because no one wants them. It's not crazy. So when we look at these movies, I guess we're trying to like go back to a time of like ignorance, I guess, of magazines, of just this superficial like glossy magazine that's selling us an idea of fashion that we kind of blindly believe in and just kind of want to like buy into when we literally have like $10 to our name. Because I remember when I was a kid, I would look at these magazines, right, and I was just so mesmerized by it all, you know? I was just so immersed in the photo touched women. I thought it was genuinely real. Like, I thought these women looked like what they looked like in the photos. I didn't know better. And like the feeling of just like flipping through a magazine is so unmatched. And I feel like magazines are so equivalent to the consumption of fashion. So I generally think the movie was trying to tap into those sort of elements. But when you make merch and you sell them in Target with these logos and the random fonts, it breaks the illusion of what this vibe inherently carries, you know? It broke the illusion, and I think they did more harm to partner with Target, aka a fast fashion industry or fast fashion brand, than to do it. But I think, again, the point is all of this was done to make money, not for anything else. And they're selling them for kind of cheap. Like, the shirts are $17, the hoodies are $35. Do you really think, though, that we're going to keep these items for the rest of our life? I don't think so. I don't really think so. I wonder if there's any like other TikToks about this, because I do want to see like someone going in and actually like touching the merch. I don't shop in Target. I wouldn't be able to tell you what is happening in Target. I think it's like a bougie version of Walmart. It's just people go to Target to avoid the Walmart people. Like there's that beef, you know? I have to log in. Why is everything logging me out? I just don't know why I'm always logged out to everything. Why am I logged out? Let me show you. I don't understand the concept of going to Target. You're just paying more for the same things. I don't get it. I just don't get it. If I go to Target, it's for... Why would I go to Target for? One time my friend took me, and I was not happy about it. I was not too happy about being taken to Target. I'm logged out of my TikTok, but I really want to see if there's more TikToks about this. Yeah, I don't remember my password, so I'm gonna have to figure this out right now. But I can play a song in the meantime. Or am I logged out of that as well? I literally do not use my PC for anything else except for streaming, so there shouldn't be any personal information. But I forget what I'd be looking at, or what can be leaked. Hi Marissa. Hello, hello. Wave Green Heart. Hello. I've been listening to Sailor Moon by Sorana a lot. Let me play it again. I played it in the beginning, but I want to play it again. Can you hear it? Why is it not working? My desktop audio isn't working. Oh. Hello? So apparently my desktop audio is not working. Is it just for Spotify or is it for YouTube as well? Let me try something else out. Well, now we have another problem that's quite actually fascinating. I wonder why that's happening. Interesting, it's just my Spotify. My Spotify's not working? Oh, there we go. You wanna take your kiss back? Tell me, are you so trapped? Don't worry, I can fix that. Saw your fake laugh, you wanna take your kiss back? Tell me, are you so trapped? Don't worry, I can fix that. I'm alive, so you be mine and take it straight to my lair. He's no good for you, I know you know it too. Dig my nails in your heart and rip you out of his arms. I rescue you, your little Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon. Say it too. Say you love me more than I you. Sailor Moon. my goodness. Oh my goodness, just in time, because now I'm logged back in. I don't know why it logged me out. That was so interesting. Stay, screen, stay, rookie mistakes all over again. What the heck? You can hear? That was great. Did you like the song? I've been obsessed with it. I discovered it, like, today. I keep discovering music the day of, and then I just hear it on screen. It's amazing. On screen, on stream. Okay, what are we looking at? Devils Wear Prada. Devils Wear Prada. Target. Wait, give me a second. Checking. Okay. Oh my goodness, it's worse than I thought. Suddenly I see, this is what I wanna be. Suddenly I see, no. Why the hell it means so much to me. Suddenly I see, this is what I wanna be. Suddenly I see. No, 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 it's so ugly. It's so ugly. Oh my god, what is going on? I don't want to be pissed. Why? Oh my god, this meme. Miranda looking at this quote-unquote collection. Deadass did look a little cheesy and cheap. Well, isn't that the whole point? It does look cheesy and cheap. Dude, that's gonna end up in the freaking landfill. I used to work in a thrift store and that's all we would get. Like random, like, logoed and niche items that it was just a trend. It was just relevant for a period to like look like you cared about stuff and then you just got rid of it. Or if there was a random stain and they're like, yeah, we don't really need this. Like, that's not what you're gonna hand to your children when you're dying. That's stuff that you just wear like a couple times and then you just throw it away. What are we doing? Honestly, why? I want to know who the designers were. Are they proud of their work? That's always my question. Are the designers proud of their work? They're going to put this on their portfolio, and this is their legacy. This is what fashion students studied to do in their life. This. I'm gonna mute it because I'm gonna get copyright strike because that song is it's too popular for me. I'll get the copyright strike. Bruh, we don't need this. I'm being very overcritical because I just want to illuminate that we don't need this. We don't. She didn't even buy it. She's just showing us the options in the fitting room, which is that's kind of smart if you want to make content but not actually buy the stuff. What does it mean to wear this sweater for the person? Do they feel like they're part of something? Are they like feeling fashionable, like they're in the moment, that they're the it girl, or are they just that bored?
With me to Target to try to find the new Devil Wears Prada line. I got my Starbucks to start the day, y'all, and I'm at a Target pretty far from my house because the one that I did go to last night near me, they did not have it. So we're gonna try to find it in this Target.
How much time do you have, Patrina? Her name's Patrina. Look, I'm not gonna, oh my god, I keep moving the screen. Okay, this one. Guys, I'm not in a good mood. I've reminded everyone various times I'm not in a good mood this week. Her name's Patrina. Okay? I'm gonna say that before I crash out one more time. Also, if the screen is off, if there's like random gaps at the side or on top, excuse my streaming today.
And actually, at my local Target, y'all, last night when I went, I actually did find the black Devil Wears Prada cardigan, but I didn't want the cardigan.
There's another question is, what does she do? Like in work and life, who does she marry? Because I need this type of brain rot content in my life where I just go to Target to buy this and then make a TikTok about it. I need this actually. I'm not mad, I'm jealous. I've discovered the core issue here. I need enough time to care about this on a genuine level to make content about it. So when everyone asks me like what did I do with my life, I can tell them I did this. And I can be happy with myself. But I know myself too well to understand that I would crash out if this was my life. In all seriousness. I don't want to make fun of her, but like in a lot of ways this is the ultimate example of privilege and mindlessness that I kind of crave, but I would be horribly disappointed in myself to embody.
I want the sweatshirt, so we're gonna see if this Target has more of that collection. Target. So let's see if we can find it. What is this? Okay, no, not that. Oh, those purses are cute. Okay. Let's see.
I think she has a rich husband. Strawberry Field Fairy, talking about rich husbands, you call me Hey Beautiful. Do you know any rich husbands? I'm kidding. Hi, Strawberry Field Fairy. I love your username. What the heck? I love the compliments. I appreciate it. I say I hate compliments, but I like them. Have I seen the new one? No, I should. I kind of want to. Was it good? It doesn't justify the merch, though. I don't care what happened. What happened that is worth a mindless Target run? Okay. Carrie is home on Twitch, so I just needed to address it. We're ready to hang out, yes.
Oh, okay, y'all. So this is what I found at my local Target right here. I only saw this, but this is not the piece that I want. It's cute, but I'm not a cardigan girl. And it does like snap it, I guess, unsnap it, you see, like that. But that's not what I'm looking for. Let's keep looking. Okay, besties, so I got these two cardigans in two different sizes. I'm gonna try it on, and we'll just decide if I do get, because I can't find any other items from this collection. So let's try it on. Okay, y'all, so I do not like this at all. Like, it's not, I don't know, I just don't care for it. Where's the back?
What does it mean to you, though? That's like my ultimate question, and the root of like, I guess, my brain and my bias and like how I approach things. Like, what does this mean to you? Why would you want to wear a Devil's Wear Prada cardigan / sweater from Target? And like, how do you see yourself wearing it? What's the context? Do you have the budget for it? Because sometimes I'd be spending some dollars at the Goodwill bins. I'm like, dang, this was bad because I didn't have the money for it, even though I could have justified it by saying, oh, it's sustainable and like I care about the color blue or whatever. But if you don't have the budget for something, then you should probably not be buying clothing that much. I have a shopping addiction. I'm honest about it. It's a problem, but I know that clothing, even though it's from Target, can be pricey. If you buy 2 sweaters, that can be easily $70 with tax for 2 things. 2 things, bro. I go to the bins and I grab a whole cart and it's full with $70. That's why I go to the bins, but it does lead to overconsumption because now I have way too much sweaters and I'm trying to wash everything and I ended up breaking my washing machine. I have too much clothing, too much washing to do. I broke my machine. It was too intense. There's too much stuff.
It's just not my style. It's a small little cardigan, but it's not for me. I'm gonna pass on this.
Why?
Good
Why
morning,
though?
besties. Come with me to Target.
Wait, that was it? That was it. She just said no. Why not? Explain it. I actually don't really like TikTok. I used to spend hours on TikTok. Now I spend like 30 minutes and it's only to like edit stuff that I have to do. But it's like for other people that I do TikTok stuff for. Like, I don't even scroll. I watch like 3 videos and then I'm done. 3 videos is like a minute. I don't scroll. My For You page is so fucked. It's so messed up. I don't even know what's happening on TikTok. Oh, there's a trend I have no clue. I have no freaking clue. Oh, wait, there's another video over here. Okay, let me shut up so we can watch another vlog. Maybe we can get insight about what this means to someone by watching this one.
Guys, we're going to Target. We're going to see what Devil Wears Prada merch they have out because Devil Wears Prada is one of my mom's favorite movies, and then she got me into it. So we're going to see. I already have my tickets for the second movie, so hopefully they have the merch because you best know I need it.
At least she gave context that it meant something to her because her mom passed it down to her. So there's like a sentimental, like memory-based emotion there that's getting her to go to Target. And Carrie, you're saying on Twitch, Target is where I go to get my expensive / fancy clothes once a year. So in a way, it's an investment because you're wearing it for the entire year. It's not necessarily like just a random trend that you're buying and then getting rid of it that quickly. So in a lot of ways, like that's a good practice to just use what you have for the entire year. But I just wonder why everything is so expensive in Target when it's not even like that much of a quality piece. I feel like the Target clothing has become the equivalent of like any other store. Like I don't see a difference between a Target sweater versus a random other sweater. You know, it's just, I don't know where how are you justifying the prices at Target? Because I went like a long time ago, a couple months ago, I feel like, if I remember correctly, everything was like a polyester blend. So if I'm paying like $35 for a polyester blend, then what am I paying for? Target? They're fancy. It smells different in there. Maybe it's the smells that I'm smelling that I'm paying for. There's a Target smell.
Love the smell of Target, not gonna lie.
She literally talked about it. Did you hear that? She's literally talking about the Target smell. Let me back it up.
They have the merch because you best know I need it. I love the smell of Target, not gonna lie.
I just love Target.
I just think love this store. No, because this, wait, you need to get a cowboy hat. Okay guys, I'm assuming it's in here. But I don't know. I have this. That's cute. And like some of us dressed up. Is there someone dressed as Wolverine? Roller Rabbit collab. I never got this.
Wait, why are you showing us Target, girl? This has become a whole random vlog. She got sidetracked. This is me when I'm trying to like film a vlog and I just end up filming whatever and I forget the point and then I just scrapped the entire freaking video. But the difference here is that she just uploaded whatever, which would have caused a anxiety attack for me. Marissa says I'm still boycotting Target. Interesting. I completely forgot about the boycott. We need to talk about that more, huh? Has there been any updates on that? On the boycotting, if they're still losing money? Because they were doing really bad at one point.
Cute.
Why are you showing us bikinis, girl? Get to the point. I'm sorry, we're gonna skip forward. It's just... Okay, there we go. Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I literally walked right by this. And I didn't even clock it. Okay, hold up. I have to send this to my mom.
They need like a cute...
Okay guys, I am at Kaylee and Sarah went shopping because I'm deciding on what to get. They don't have the pajamas. This is what they have. Deciding between this, and my mom is gonna get the cardigan. Guys, we're going to Target. We're gonna see what Devil Wears.
That was it? You didn't even have... She didn't show half the things that she was looking at. She didn't even film it. She just filmed her face. Bruh. I'm getting rage baited. Let's move on.
Target, please don't play my face right now. I wasn't gonna go buy anything at Target, but what do you mean Devil Wears Prada is at Target? And I really hope it was an intern who did this who can like learn from their fashion faux pas. Because like, what is that? What is that? I really hope that's embroidered on, not just ironed, but especially the shoe looks like it's just ironed on. I feel like the font is everywhere, and it's so cut and dry. It feels like it doesn't have anything artistic to give, which I feel bad for saying that, but what in the collage? This accurately sums it up. I don't think anyone from the movie in the movie universe or any of the actors or actresses would wear any of this stuff. I don't think it embodies anything about the movie at all except for the concept of fashion being just a cash grab right now. Andy in the first movie would have known not to put this on. I'm at such a loss for words. But what do you guys think? And if you were going to see any type of merch come out, what type of merch would you want to see from specifically the Devils Wear Prada too?
I have a thought. What if we actually create good stuff that is handmade, it's local, it's like artistic and a genuine level, and not slob. It's not that difficult for Target to take notes. We've consistently asked them to do better with everything that they're producing, and they've essentially refused every single time. They know how to like take up responsibility and do stuff. As a global brand, they should know better. They should be able to understand like quality items and how to produce it. Sorry, every time I talk about fast fashion, I just want to throw up. I just want to be like, but let's see. I do think that if you can save your money, please save your money and don't buy this. If you don't need it, don't buy it. I feel like the most sustainable thing is to buy from your own closet. That will always be my ultimate advice. Carrie says on Twitch, yeah, I don't like Target and I don't want to support them financially, but where I am, it's difficult to find new cute clothes that aren't overpriced. I have to travel out of the town to get to Target anyway, so I can't really impulse shop there if I wanted to. So much of my wardrobe is thrifted. Interesting. It kind of reminds me of when I used to live in Montana in this really small town called Bozeman, and it's essentially a quite a big city compared to like the other cities and towns next to it. And we were the only one with a Walmart and with a Target, with Starbucks. So essentially everyone that was from the more rural areas, from the smaller towns that wanted, I guess, like a more like urban feel to their weekend, or just wanted to buy stuff from a huge freaking place, they would go to Walmart. They would drive like an hour to Walmart. They would drive an hour and a half to the Target that we had. Crazy talks, you know? But it kind of reminds me of your context, Carrie. Like, a lot of people didn't have any other option but to go to Walmart. That was typically their location to do like the IRL shopping. Sometimes they would go to Target, but a lot of people would go to Walmart because it was cheaper in the area. And they did a lot of online shopping as well, especially if they're in the rural towns. But I feel your pain. I would see their struggles, and I'm like, damn. That sucks to be in a rural area, but why did you decide that? Not to be unempathetic or unfeeling. It's just like, there isn't a lot of options in rural places, and I just could never, so I was always so confused why they wanted to do that. But yeah, living in rural towns, rural areas is very much a struggle bus, and it's not an exciting life. You're not exposed to as much stores and branding and like consumerism. So it's just a different world. It's a different context. But for me, from my personal experiences, like, I have at least the option to be like, well, I don't want to go to Target, and I can easily go to my local thrift store. That's kind of like the privilege I have in being in a more populated city. So everyone's context is differently, but as long as you have the intention to do better and try to like use what's in your closet and try to thrift, like, that's all I could ever wish for people to do. But right now there's just a lot of mindless consumerism, and I don't think those in rural areas that don't really shop are the problem. You know what I mean? Yes. So but why are we making merch? We don't need merch. Do you really need to promote that movie that much? Damn. I don't want to be a walking billboard. No one is paying me to market your stuff in the first place. Damn. I'm not a walking billboard. Pay me to wear that. Pay me. Damn. But I do need to get updated on the DI stuff and like the boycott stuff for Target, because I just completely spaced on it. Like, everyone was talking about it, and then no one was talking about it. Oh my god, did you guys hear about the climate week in NYC? I want to go to New York so bad. I want to visit. It's gonna eat up my bank account. I'm gonna have no money left. But I want to go to New York to just explore, and they're having a cool climate week. I don't really know much about this climate week, to be honest. I would love to watch a YouTube video, but guys, I think I'm going to be disappointed. I don't think we're going to find anything on YouTube about this. I don't think there's going to be anything. Honestly, the biggest criticism I'll ever have in the work that I do and the commentary that I do is that not enough sustainable organizations like environmental groups are doing enough to promote their stuff online. If I'm a young person that's constantly online, constantly watching YouTube or streams or whatever, and I want to join a cause, I'm going to look them up. I'm going to do my homework. And if they're not online, I'm not going to support them, because now I'm like, who the fuck am I going to ask for help or for context about what the hell they're doing? Like, let us do some research here. Let us watch a video. They have a video from 9 months ago, but I don't see anything recent, but it's under the group Climate Group. So that's the thing, like, if organizations want us involved, whether we're Gen Z, millennials, like boomers, give us something to research, to learn about. Let us believe that we can align ourselves with you even before we reach out, even before we send an email. We can be like, oh my god, I love this. And make it as easy as possible. I feel like organizations, especially environmental organizations, climate justice groups, have so much like gatekeeping and elitism to like who gets to join and who gets to be a leader, when at the end of the day, like, if you make it as easy as possible, people are going to become more invested in taking action. But from my background, it takes a lot of effort to get into the good sides of the environmental leaders in the areas that I've been in. And that's why I was always in communication roles. I was the communications, like, you can say, like, coordinator for a tenant union. I was a communications officer for an environmental group, for garment worker rights, for various other things. And I always try to make it as easy as possible for people to join. And that's why I always was, like, trying to, like, push for YouTube and, like, TikTok. And that's how I really, like, learned how to harness algorithms and, like, content, even though I wasn't the face of it. Like, I knew that if you want a younger generation, especially that are facing eco-anxiety, like, you gotta give them something to work with. And that's kind of like what led me into doing my own stuff more consistently, and took live streaming more seriously, because I've just seen how people get so informed and invested in the stuff that individuals do, and then they're like, okay, like, maybe I should do something else on my own or whatever. Did that make sense? I'm just gonna play the video. Sometimes I'd be going on a tangent and it sounds like it's gonna go somewhere, and then I lose the plot in my head. I'm like, yup, passionate tangent. Where am I going with this? Join something. Damn, but it's hard to when it's not easy to, like, know who to contact. That's what I was saying. I cooked. I got there eventually. That was it? Fuck. I have to stop cursing. Guys, I thought we were gonna learn. What is this? That was the most horrible commercial for a climate week. You just gave us a bunch of words. I'm so freaking frustrated. But this doesn't have to do with what's coming up in March. Bruh, what are we looking at? I want to go to the New York Climate Week. Give me something to work with. Oh, there's a short? Okay. Maybe this will give us something to work with.
So I took 19 subway rides in just 3 days.
19 subway rides? Girl, this ain't helping with your Climate Week narrative. You probably should have omitted that, but that's not the point of this. Okay, I'll shut up.
And only went the wrong direction once. Pretty impressive, right?
What?
This was my first New York City Climate Week, and I was representing my team at Clean Energy for America. My first morning kicked off with me conducting a virtual briefing on clean energy tax credits, fueled by a much-needed matcha latte, before heading straight into a panel where I learned that by next year, 20% of New York City's power will come from hydro. That's pretty incredible. Between a quick coffee stop and a classic New York City hot dog,
Why does this feel like a commercial? I don't even know what hydro is. Bruh, I want a hot dog so bad, but I'm vegetarian. I'm trying to go vegan. I can eat the plant-based hot dogs, but they don't taste right. I'm miserable now. If I ever go to New York, I can't get a traditional New York hot dog. Do you feel my pain or what? I just needed a little brain break because this started to feel like a commercial, and I'm not trying to sell you anything.
I made it to an event on strengthening the American grid. And then later, I joined a celebration for the Alliance for Tribal Clean Energy, one of the most inspiring moments of the week. There were many happy hours with colleagues and even some of the fellows from my Sea Life cohort, plus an evening out to catch a climate comedian, because even at Climate Week, a little laughter and of course another matcha go a long way.
How long is this commercial? Get to the good poor lady. She's not making me feel excited. I feel like it's a millennial trying to sell me on hydro ecoism, and I still don't know what that is. Carrie says my lifelong New Yorker friend said to never ever eat hot dogs from the street stands because they let the water get nasty. Oh my god. Huh. Well, that's a new fear unlocked. I get food poisoning really easily because I never leave my house and I never eat out, and when I do, the one time I do for my freaking birthday, and it was through my boss, I get food poisoning. Okay, it's noted that my hot dog in New York is never gonna happen. What if I asked them to just like put my hot dog, my plant-based hot dog, can we have a serious conversation? I just want it to be me and you. I give them the heated up plant-based hot dog and I place it in their bun. They sell me the bun, right? And then they put the ketchup and then they put the mustard and then they sell it to me as if I didn't give them the plant-based hot dog. Am I a genius? It's the illusion of something. 10 out of 10 plan. Right? That would actually be so funny. Oh my goodness. It's kind of cheating, but they should have like plant-based hot dogs. That's not my fault. I'll create the vibes. Can you imagine? You're just like, la, I'm a hot dog seller in New York, and then someone's like, here's my hot dog. And I'll buy it back from you. I'll buy it back. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna buy the illusion of my New York dream. Okay?
Day 3 wrapped up with yet another round of conversations on permitting reform, before ending the night with a few inspiring words by none other than my childhood hero, Bill Nye the
Bill
Science
Nye!
Guy.
You have to be optimistic. If you're not optimistic,
Bill Nye!
nothing will be done.
My kinga! My goat! He's getting old. Damn.
It was fast, it was energizing, and it reminded me why I'm passionate about clean energy. So, until next year, New York City Climate Week.
What? That's it? Damn. W commercial. WWWs. Did anyone vlog it though? That's the question. Am I spending too much time on this? Where's the vlogs at? Does anyone care to go to Climate Week NYC and vlog it? Damn. Is it too hard to ask? there hasn't been a lot of like public marketing for this. It's just like internal people doing this. 2022. It's been happening since 2022. There's a vlog. Maybe you can watch that. Ooh. Let's watch this for a bit and then we'll move on. Marissa on YouTube says, I think that could work. I bring my son's veggie sausage already cooked to restraint. So, two restraints. So he doesn't feel left out. Oh, that's genius. W mother in the chat. What the heck? Your goals, Marissa? When I have a kid, I'll ask you how to raise them. What? I kind of like didn't say that right. When I have a kid, Marissa, I'll ask you for advice. I'm kidding. Oh my god, that was bad. How do you know what a kid needs though? Like, they're a whole human. They're so human like. they're human. Oh my god, the pressure to be a mother would be like so huge on me. Sorry, restaurants. W saving money and being an amazing mother. Yes. I need to take notes. One day it's gonna happen. Strawberry says, beautiful. What do you think of actor Stanley Tucci? Who the heck is that? It's just because he called me beautiful. I'm gonna look it up. Who is that? Stanley Tucci? What does that have to do with anything? Wait, we'll look it up. Who's he? American actor, filmmaker, and author. He has some big glasses. Why should we know about him? Does he done? Oh, he's in New York. A prolific American actor. Interesting. No, I don't know him. If there's anything known for his roles in Devil Wears Prada. Oh wait, he's in the actual movie. Wait, let's look. Is there any clips of him on YouTube? I haven't watched the movie in years. I probably was like 12 years old when I watched the film. Okay, let's watch this. No, wait, I'm gonna get copyright striked. He's the critical fashion guy, yeah, the one that's always like saying random shit to people. Oh, he was also in... Oh, dude, I'm such a fake fan then. Because I love Hunger Games. The thing is about me, I have a horrible memory. I could have met you like yesterday. I have no clue who you are. I'm so sorry. Dude.
I couldn't get a job after that movie. I'm not kidding.
What?
Just couldn't.
What?
And I ended up doing something that was profitable on television that I really loved doing, but I couldn't get a job. So, and prior to getting that,
oh my god, the job market is always freaking cooked for everyone, and I thought I was a loser for not being able to get a job even in like a restaurant.
Was struggling. I had made a lot of movies. I was fine, but it wasn't like, you know, they were knocking down my door. And they were already filming The Devil Wears Prada when I was cast. So they couldn't decide what they wanted. And oddly enough, it's my friend Ellen Lewis who cast the film, who cast all of my movies. And still to this day, I can't stand her for it. No, I'm kidding. But we always do joke about it. I was like, that's good. You went through every actor in Christendom before you came to me. But then after that, you know, the movie was a big hit. We had such a good time, and it's a beautiful movie. And then I was like, silence.
Huh.
I know, it's weird.
I mean, it's shocking to me because I've got the roadmap laid out, and it's one.
Nope.
It seems like one good thing after the next.
Yeah, but yeah.
I do want to follow up on something.
That's so interesting. I didn't realize that they struggled so much. Even if they had a lot of success in the past, even if they've been in movies, they still struggle to like find work. That's the thing about me. Like, I never try to like put people on a pedestal, even with streamers, even with YouTubers, even with people that I think are so pretty and so smart or like rich. They're just humans. You know what I mean? They're just literal humans, and I don't just look at the face value of what they have. Like, if you have like 50,000 followers on a platform, I don't give a fuck. Genuinely, I don't care. Like, I just care about your personality and who you are, and I'll connect with you. If you have 2 followers or like 2 friends, I'll still be your friend if I care about you. If you have 1,000,000 followers, but you have a sucky ass personality, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's depending on the person. And it's so interesting that we're all kind of like going through the same things. Like, we all go through failures, success, trials and tribulations, even though you would assume that they're on the top of the leaderboard, on top of the world. Like, everyone still struggles in their own way. So this is so surprising. So surprising. What the heck? But not so surprising at the end of the day, because we're just all going through life in our own way. Interesting. Interesting. Good reminders, huh?
Thing that you just brought up with Devil Wears Prada. So you mentioned that you were cast when filming was already underway, and I think the way you somewhat phrased it is that they didn't really know what they wanted for that role.
Yeah.
What is it like stepping into a project where I'm sure it was a very strong script, but they're still figuring out the details, and then
Okay, they be yapping. Sorry, guys. I don't have the attention span to be listening to the details of his role, but that was good to know. I guess I have to rewatch the films, but where can I watch the films for free? Where? But I want to go back to this because we have a lot more stuff to cover. Climate Week vlog. When is this? It's happening in September. I saw this one's September as well. But then this article is talking about the United Nations SDGs Mediazone. So is it happening sooner? Wait, let's get context. I'm jumping all over the place because I'm kind of confused and I got derailed for a second and my brain is not working like it used to. Okay? It's a bad week. You get what you get. Wait, I just want to know when it's happening. There's so many freaking words in these articles. I'm not that much of a nerd. Does anyone actually read articles, or do they all skim? Do we all skim? Who does not skim an article online? Let's be honest. All this is just mush. Get to the point. I guess they were just highlighting him and how he did like circular fashion stuff, but he incorporated SDGs. If you don't know what SDGs are, they're sustainable fashion or sustainable development goals. My bad. Sustainable development goals that are attached to like global regulations and standardization so that we can kind of standardize or systematize sustainability. And it's just good to highlight like those leaders that are like actually implementing the values and the concepts so that we can like have a more like real example of these often abstract notions, because a lot of us haven't heard of like SDGs or haven't really heard of the United Nations. Like, most people are not like, oh, the United Nations SDGs, you know, but that's not something that we go around talking about. And the fact that I didn't even know there was a climate eco week. Oh my gosh. How do we keep up with all this stuff typically? I feel like I'm a pretty sustainable person. How do we keep up? How many hours can I have in the day for this? Not a lot. It's actually really overwhelming. Carrie, you read articles? A lot of them annoy me because they have such long intros though. This one is Jann brought the Philippines textile waste crisis into the global conversation on circular fashion in New York. That one's good, right? That was actually really good. I just completely skipped over it because they didn't give any timelines. Often enough, though, these meetings are often so closed off and gatekept. You have no idea when it's happening, how it's happening, how you can get into the table on the table. I'm always interested in the internal, like, process of this, not necessarily, like, the product, which is the article. I want to know how people like me can get to that table, not because I want to be there, because I don't want to, like, I just don't want to be there, okay? I just want to know how, if I wanted to, if there was, like, a chance I wanted to be there, how could I get myself on that table as a frontline, like, I guess, sustainable person? And if I can't readily find that answer That shit is gatekeeped. Do you know what I mean? Maybe I'm in just a spicy mood. Maybe I'm not in a good mood. But do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, who gets to decide who's the expert? Who gets to speak on behalf of, like, sustainable development goals? Who is the leaders making the decisions? Because systems are often made up of individuals, right? And then they pick and choose their examples. I just don't want to blindly choose an example just because there's an example, just because it's on Vogue. And also, Vogue did get rid of Team Vogue, which was doing a lot of, like, leftist/liberal journalism. And then they fired a lot of their BIPOC workers. So I'm questioning Vogue in some right now. They ain't on a good page with me. Yeah. Carrie says, it's like when a recipe yaps forever before giving you the intro or info. Yeah, true. Can we get more YouTube videos? Let's just get more YouTube videos. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it needs to be more accessible to the public and marketed more. That's the thing. Like, why aren't we doing more to get this out to the general public? Because right now it's just, like, so niche. And I hate how niche it is. And I think that's the sole reason why I get views. Because it's so niche that no one else is doing it. That people come to me because they're like, oh, finally, someone's talking about it. You know? Marissa says, sometimes I think that these eco weeks are people already in these arenas just preaching to the choir. I wish these kind of things engage the community more. Yes, they feel gatekept. That's the sense that I get, but I, again, don't want to make this general assumption because I don't know what the process was like. I always ask for transparency. That's the thing about me. Tell me how it works. I asked the who, what, when, and where, and I hope everyone's asking that. Until then, everything is up to suspicion. Everything is up to suspicion. Maybe that's why I like vlogs so much. They just be showing you life and showing you the little cute dogs, and you're like, I can get behind that. They seem honest. I think they are being transparent about what they're feeling and thinking. Organizations? Suspicious. Suspicious. So good.
Right now I am headed to this climate event because this week is climate week. I totally missed out on a lot of things, but this one was free. It was a free session tonight, so I signed up last minute, and it's called Circular something. Hold on. Okay, it's called Circularity Among...
She doesn't even remember the name of it. I trust her. I like her already.
Our youth. How is fashion a driving vehicle for change? I really have no idea what to expect, so we'll just see when I get there. I feel like everyone's staring more than usual today.
She's so cute. She's so cute. She's so freaking cute. Wait, Sustain the Mag. I used to write for them. I think her name's Riza. Oh, they shut down though. Now they're doing sustainable fashion weeks in Austin, Texas. And I was going to interview her for my podcast that is currently on pause, but Riza is such a queen. So if I ever wanted to do sustainable fashion stuff, it would be with her in Austin, Texas. She's such a queen, bro. And she used to work at TikTok too, and now she's doing like sustainable fashion weeks. She's so dope. The queen! Did you guys see her? Oh my gosh, she was the nicest. Wait, backtrack? I'll show you who she is. That's her! What a queen! And she's so nice. I emailed her twice. I emailed her twice to get her on my podcast, and I've ghosted her twice. But she's like the example of an eco-sustainable queen. And I could have had her on my podcast already. I just like ghost everyone. I literally ghost the most cool people ever. I just got too nervous. I got too nervous and I was like, I'll get back to you. And then I reached out again. Oh, I'll get back to you. Bruh. Bruh. She's so cool though. Ugh.
I'm in the city. I woke up at like 9 to get to a shoot at 10:30. It was P1 Harmony. I don't know if you guys listen to them. I don't. But they were so cute and so kind. Oh, let's not get hit. Yeah, the interview, they just brought so much energy. It's actually pouring right now. I literally just made reels for like 2.5 hours and I filmed them for like 2 hours yesterday. So far it's been like 5 hours worth of reels. But right now I'm clearing iCloud photos and listening to
Okay. We're gonna just, we're gonna keep on moving on. Very nice. Okay, she's onwards. Onwards!
friend and we're gonna meet at 7:30. So that means
Up, more meetings. Williamsburg. Oh, I want to be there so bad. Ooh. God, people living my dream life is so annoying. Marissa says, lol, you have had some interviews on your channel, so I'm sure you don't ghost everyone. Yes! What the heck? I don't ghost everyone. I miss my podcast so bad. I need to do it again. Is this a sign I quit my job? Ooh. The 9 to 5 is not for me. We're gonna... Okay, I don't know who's gonna get mad at me, but we're gonna play this video in some without fast forwarding and no skipping because she is living my dream life and I'm jealous and I want to live vicariously through her. Okay? Okay. Okay.
that means it's already getting this dark this early. I can't wait to see her. Look how cute it is. Aw. It officially feels like fall.
Now that I think about it, New York requires a lot of trains, and I'm not a fan of trains. I'll still live vicariously through her vlogs. There's just, I hate trains. They be smelling the weirdest. And then the motion sickness is crazy for me. My stomach hurts every time I get off those damn trains. I live in Chicago, or near Chicago. Those trains are so annoying. I'm like, ugh. I don't like it. Bagel! I want a New York bagel too. And they cost like $15. Bruh. Why are they... Those bagels are so freaking expensive. Multi-grain everything. Yeah, that cost more than $15.
So good.
How much was it?
Okay, so it's a little later in the
Okay.
day, and this will probably be the end of this vlog, but I'm going to an event. It's for Climate Week by the intersectional environmentalists called Earth Sessions. It should be like live.
Intersectional environmentalists. You should follow that Instagram page. They're super dope, super informative.
Live music and screen printing, so you bring your own shirt. So I have like a cotton tee, but I would love to bring a sweatshirt. So I'm gonna try to stop at a Buffalo Exchange and grab a sweatshirt that I can bring to the event. I'm super excited. It should be fun, and some of the girls from the other night at the climate event should be there tonight, so it will be really cool to see them again. Okay, I thought I was gonna be early, but look.
Hello? What happened to the audio? That's not me, guys. That wasn't me.
People that are interested in sustainability, some of them that I've followed for a while, some of them new, but it does seem like the overall group of people that are into sustainability, especially on social media, is pretty small once you get to know them, because you chat with someone and they know this person and this person and this person, which is, again, really cool. Because in the past, it's just all been stuff that I've been learning, and it kind of feels not fake, but a little bit like this fake world. So being able to be in person and see things is just so surreal. Anywho, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this week's vlog, please don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe, and let me know what content you want to see in the future in the comments below. All right, I will see you.
I'm not jealous at all. No, I'm not. Jealousy and me, they don't exist together. I'm just such a unjealous person. I'm so jealous. I'm so fucking jealous. But one of the things that I do want to mention is that sustainable fashion influencers and sustainable influencers in general, it's a very small cohort. Once you know one, you get connected basically to everyone. That's why my connection with Riza is so important to me, because she can give me the contact information of so many people if I ask. Most likely she would be that connector, but I just have been afraid to do that, because if I reach out to her, it becomes a domino effect, and I hate using people. So it's kind of like, I want to be very intentional. I want my podcast to be very like well crafted and have like a good plan behind it, I guess. And right now I've been winging it. But she's essentially the co-founder of the Slow Fashion Fest, as I was saying, in Texas, and they do amazing stuff. Their last event was in September, which I wish I could have gone to, and I had even asked if I could interview them around that time. So it's been a long time since I've ghosted them, but yeah, I could have gotten a big audience from that podcast episode if I had done it within the timing of what they were doing. But she's amazing, super talented, and she's a TikTok queen. So you should follow them. They're called the Slow Fashion Fest. And she used to live in New York as well. Isn't that crazy? But I do want to move on. I want to talk about other things. So, for example, I love to watch slow fashion shows. Have you guys ever watched a slow fashion show? Yes or no? The slow fashion show. This one, at least, is from the Museum of Anthropology. It was hosted by the Slow Fashion, Circular Textiles, and Sustainable Fibers Research Center. It's a mouthful. But usually slow fashion comes from a lot of intellectuals, you can say. A lot of people interested already in environmentalism, and then they transfer those ideologies over to clothing and garments. And it usually has some sort of like cultural element to it. Since sustainability often comes from like cultural roots. I feel like sustainability is embedded in every culture, to be totally honest. You can be American and you can still find some like sustainability ethos in there somewhere. Carrie says, "Oh, fun! I love watching fashion shows. Nice." Marissa says, "Yes, I was yes, I was a designer in one last summer." Wait, in this one, in the Slow Fashion Fest, you were a designer? What? Or just in general? In a slow fashion show. I lost my tab. Ugh. Look at this one. So the slow fashion runway was introduced by, oh god, how do you say that? Museum Weaver. Okay. We're gonna restart that one. See, Carrie reads articles. Marissa's smart. I need to read right. The slow fashion runway, so this one that we're talking about, was introduced by Museum Weaver artist and knowledge keeper Deborah, who welcomed the audience to her Museum territory and introduced a woven stylish blanket sets that she developed alongside her daughter Ellie. Oh, interesting. That's fascinating. The show is divided in 4 general categories: ceremonial, workwear, casual, and curious. What? Can we get a video? Oh, this looks like such a fun fashion show. Look at the beautiful colors and the art and the people. Wait, do we get a video? I don't want to read right now. My head is cooked. My head is so freaking cooked. Let me tell you how cooked it is. It's overheating. It's like I literally feel hot. You want to watch the video, don't you? Don't you? Don't you? You get to see all my YouTube recommendations. The Ludwigs, the Anna Winters, all of it. You get to see all of it. There is no YouTube video. Okay. What? It is hosted by this. Oh, the University of British Columbia. I've never heard of that university. They have a lot of sustainable fashion. They have a whole research center. What the heck? Wait, let me just real quick stalk their Instagram. Slow fashion season. Oh. We'll do a little deep dive right now. I'm just trying to find that YouTube channel. They don't have it. It's not filmed. Sad moments. Y'all get it together. I'll read the damn article. Fine. Fine. Guys, I actually really don't want to read. I'm sorry. What if I just look up a slow fashion show and that's it? Slow fashion show. And we'll watch the one that comes up. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, nothing new on the catwalk. A minimal waist fashion design by ABC Australia. The Australians, I love them. Let's watch this one. Marissa says, no one in Nevada. That one specifically. What? You did a slow fashion show in Nevada, Marissa? Excited to watch this one. Can you use the computer robot reader? Wait, I remember using those. The robot reader. You want this one? Okay. We'll get the robot reader. I used to have so much dedication. Okay, we'll do the robot reader. That's fine. I do need a bit more direction in this live stream. I'm sorry, my brain is so scattered. Read More tools. Where is it? Fuck. It's here. It's supposed to be here. Oh my god! Read out loud set selection? Yeah.
HE Museum of Anthropology was lit up and alive on March 12th with bold colors, textiles, and the ambient sounds of runway music and oohs and ahs from the crowd for the second annual Slow Fashion Show, hosted by the Slow Fashion, Circular Textiles, Sustainable Fiber Research Cluster. The show marks the culmination of the research cluster's slow fashion season, an initiative bringing together artists, designers, and the community to promote sustainable fashion practices. It included free maker workshops, a gallery exhibition, a slow fashion symposium, and the ubyssey Student Sustainable Fashion Challenge, which invited students to compete for a chance to showcase their work at the event. The evening began with a 20-minute performance of Fake Knot by Ralph Escamillion, in which the artist gradually descended into a neatly pleated grand paper gown, only to scrunch it up to the percussive backdrop of wooden pegs clacking together. The slow fashion runway was introduced by Mesquim Weaver, artist and knowledge keeper Deborah Sparrow, who welcomed the audience to Mesquim territory and introduced the woven Salish blanket sets that she developed alongside her daughter Aline. This was followed by showcases from members of the Slow Fashion Research Cluster and the winners of the LaSalle College Fashion Games, a 6.5-hour competition to construct a ready-to-wear garment using only used marathon t-shirts and denim. The show was divided into 4 general categories: ceremonial, workwear, casual, and curious. Finalists from the ubyssey Student Sustainable Fashion Challenge modeled their pieces alongside artists specifically requested by members of the Slow Fashion Cluster, with the winner announced at the end of each category.
So freaking cool. Wow, we're learning. Wait, this is amazing. Thank you for the idea. I completely forgot about Robot Voice. This is my OG best friend I forgot about. Okay, before we get into the next before we get into the next section, Carrie says on Twitch, I've always dreamed of being featured in the fashion show. I can't even read. I've always dreamed of being featured in the fashion week in my state. Fashion design was my first dream as a kid. Mine as well. I was supposed to study fashion design in college. I ended up pursuing fashion merch, and then I double majored and got a business management degree with that. So I got 2 degrees at once. I could have actually gotten 3 degrees, but that would have been marketing. But I kind of didn't really realize that until I graduated. And I was like, wait a minute, I could have taken like 2 more classes and I would have gotten like 3 degrees. But the point of what I was saying is I started off wanting to be a fashion design student, and my school, I actually have the merch on Dominican University. They offered both fashion design and fashion merchandising degrees, and I was planning on double majoring in those 2 because I've always loved fashion business and I always loved fashion design. And then I was thinking about like minoring or doing something on the side with business, and my school was the only school that was close to home, literally an hour away from where I grew up. I got technically a full ride. They just didn't offer the dorm coverage, so I paid the dorm. And then like essentially it was the cheapest, closest option, right? And they offered what I wanted to study, so it was like a no-brainer. And it's literally the most gorgeous school ever. Do you guys want to see it? I don't really care if you go visit it. Actually, go visit it. I don't even live near it, so it's like I wouldn't get exposed showing this. But it's like the most gorgeous campus ever. What's a good where's the pictures? There you go. Look, it's so gorgeous. Do you see that? It's literally the most gorgeous school. It was small. The professors cared about you. I was Catholic at the time, so it was very Catholic based. It's Hispanic serving, so there was a lot of Hispanics, and it was a sanctuary school, so ICE and police couldn't be all up in our fucking grill. And then it was wholesome. Like, people were so nice. There was so much nature. People came and filmed. their movies and their shows there because it was just so aesthetically amazing. So it was the best time ever. And I just paid for the dorm, and that was really it. That was my college experience. But I kind of like played myself because I didn't end up doing the fashion design thing. I moved away from it. I moved on to the fashion merchant business side of things. But yeah, it's like one of my biggest regrets. I keep telling everyone, but there's always a chance to learn. There's always a chance to design and to get creative. So that's why I support stuff like Riza is doing. Let me pull her up again. Riza is essentially supporting local designers that may not have a formal background in sustainable fashion or fashion in general, and she platforms them. You just have to apply. If you have like a collection or something that you've done, that's enough for her, and she gives you that space to like showcase your ethos in sustainability and fashion, you know. So there's places where you can like show a collection even if you don't have like a formal education in it or formal like portfolio. You can just build something and then ask people to connect with you. Yeah. So I always say to cold call people, email people. Like, one of the main reasons I've gotten as far as I've gotten in my life is just because I push a lot. I push a lot for the stuff that I want. I'm kind of stubborn. It's a good thing and a bad thing, but when I haven't ever been given anything in my life, I have pushed for every single fucking thing I've ever had. Like in high school, I didn't know how to get into college. My friend, she was a smart one. And I talked to her and I was like, how did you apply to this school? How did you get the grants? How did you get the scholarships? That's how I knew how to apply to college. Not because an advisor was there for me. Not because I had a support system. I had nothing. I had no one. The only thing I had was the glimmer of hope that my friend could help me. And I would just ask her questions in the hallway. I would ask her questions in the math class that I was in with her. I would ask her to print stuff out for me that I thought I needed. And she essentially helped me, but it was informal. And I made it seem like it wasn't really important, like I was just casual with it. But honestly, without her, I wouldn't have known where to start. And I've just kept pushing. So like if you want something, you just have to keep asking. You have to keep pushing and not give up. Like, I want to be a fashion designer too. I'm not gonna wait for people to give me permission, if that makes sense. Like, I'm gonna, if I want to be featured, I'm gonna have to ask Riza. If I want to be taken seriously, I'm gonna have to like act like I'm already the thing that I want to be, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Like, I just have to embody what I want to become, and hopefully people listen. If not, like, I keep pushing it. Does that make sense? Just gotta keep pushing the door. I hate when the door is locked. I kick that door. I kick it. That's what I'm trying to say. I just kick the door. You know? I don't ask for permission. Who cares about permission? And school is so overrated. It's supposed to teach you shit. What did they teach me about business? I don't know. What did they teach me about fashion merchandise? I don't freaking know. They did get my money though. They did get my money. They did. But people like Riza, she doesn't care about degrees. She just wants some example. And we can do those examples at home. The freak? Anyways. I feel like I went on a tangent. Marissa says it's never too late to pursue fashion design, but the university you went to was gorgeous. Yes, it was. It really was. It was. I want to go back and visit.
While finalists Brianna Klassen and Ellie and Sophie, who were standouts for their respective salvaged hoodie ball gown and denim corset outfit in the ceremonial category, ubyssey student Bori Yoon came in first for her take on a historical mid-Joseon garment that she wore at her wedding. Hand-dyed with natural Maiwa dyes and made out of heirloom rami, the stunning blues and yellows of the piece remain vivid in my memory. The artists invited to show their works in the ceremonial category were the Material Matters Lab and UBC MFA alumna Reggie Harold, whose jingle coaster dress quite literally shone. Inspired by the traditional jingle dresses worn at powwows, the piece was constructed from cardboard beer coasters cut in half, leftovers from Harold's partner who had owned and later sold a restaurant and was left with piles of beer coasters. It was also encrusted with jewels, adding to the jingle that rang whenever the model walked. The dress was accompanied by a matching headdress that completed the striking look. In addition, Harold showcased the sinew dress, which was constructed entirely from hand-knitted strands of sinew in red, brown, and white. "It's like knitting with sinew, which is very unique," Harold said. "Because it's artificial sinew, it's really waxy, which makes for a really interesting texture when it's worn on the body." While sinew is traditionally used for sewing and binding, Harold's piece reimagines it as the base itself, making for a visually interesting, risque, and modern couture item that explores traditional indigenous techniques through a contemporary lens. The influence of modern couture is evident in Harold's work. "I'm constantly looking at other designers that I really like, Rick Owens, Alexander McQueen, Victor, and Rolf," she said. High-end, detail-oriented. The reverence for couture ran through much of the show, including in Nicole Dextra's red bio jacket in the following workwear category. The jacket was a unique reinterpretation of the Chanel jacket, long associated with the craftsmanship of Coco Chanel. Instead of the traditional wool and cotton material, Dextra's developed an alginate biothread made from seaweed to weave into the shape of the iconic jacket. Dextra's version gestures back to a time when couture was more closely aligned with wearable art. For her, it symbolizes how the fast fashion industry has diluted the meaning and value of couture. Coco Chanel wanted to make a working jacket for women, something that was soft and comfortable. People coveted and spent a lot of money on purchasing these things. It became a status symbol, Dextra said. "My use of this biomaterial in making a replica jacket is a reflection of where we have come. If you got something that was designed in Milan, it was probably made in Milan, and it was very well made by artisans. Then they discovered that they could have these produced in another country, and it won't cost as much, but we'll charge the same."
Interesting. Also, I have not been dying whatsoever. I've just been muted and kind of choking. I feel like I'm gonna throw up for some reason. I don't know why. And I feel hot. So I think I'm just gonna finish this article, finish the video, and then we're gonna talk about like 2 more things tops, and I'm gonna jump off. I swear I'm fine. It's just, I kind of feel like I'm gonna throw up for no good reason. I don't know what I ate. Was it these Doritos? I don't really eat Doritos. They just, oh my god. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. They gave me these at work, and I felt bad throwing them away, and I just kind of opened them right now, and I ate a couple, and then that's when I started feeling like I was gonna, okay. Marissa says, "Yep, makes perfect sense, no permission needed." Thank you. Appreciate it.
The quality eventually deteriorates and becomes fast fashion in spite of its label as a luxury brand. We've come to this point where people are just buying clothing that will fall apart after one washing, when initially the whole point was that it was high quality. If you missed the show, many of the costumes from the runway are also on display at the Slow Fashion exhibition at the Hatch Art Gallery from March 16th to 27th. Alea Kipan / the ubyssey. Campus Security, preparing to transition to UBC Community Safety, was also invited to showcase their work. Staff modeled prototype uniforms that were developed as part of the UBC Community Safety Design Challenge, in collaboration with the research cluster. The garments are intended to foster a greater sense of trust and approachability within the community. Yvonne Aleo won the workwear category for her piece, The Modern Filipiniana, a denim workwear outfit that used red, blue, and gold to honor the Filipino flag, and a top made out of hospital scrubs to represent the Filipinas working in healthcare, alongside other thoughtful nods to Filipina identity and representation. After showings of Yolanda Skelton's Ocean Whispers Seaweed Secrets, an upcycled leather coat with lambskin and cowhide applique, and Warp, a collaboration between Carl Stewart and Soul Skelton detailing an outfit made out of recycled denim, Emily Carr student Janae Rajarathnam took first place in the Casual Design Challenge. Their matching skirt and jacket were made out of recycled single-use plastics they had collected, along with recycled textile scraps from other student projects. Ife Zhang won the Curious category, the final of the evening, for a gown constructed out of paper made from natural mulberry fiber, which made the dress both biodegradable and durable. The competition was likely close. Fellow finalist Kaylani Leon presented a hand-sewn dress with wings made from crow feathers gathered during the molting season, while Chloe Cumming created a garment from produce nets collected over countless grocery trips, which made for 2 inventive pieces and strong competition. Regardless of the outcome of the challenge, the slow fashion show ultimately brought together designers, models, and spectators to put emphasis on care for clothing, the invisible labor behind garment making, and the ecological responsibility behind every step of clothing production. As Harold put it, sustainable fashion is rooted in my culture, it's life. It's necessary that we value our land and our resources. If you missed the show, many of the costumes from the runway are also on display at the Slow Fashion exhibition at the Hatch Art Gallery from March 16th to 27th.
That was actually really informative. Huh. That's so cool. That's super inspiring. I'm gonna take notes. I feel like we can always be our own designer. We can always create stuff. With whatever that we have. We just have to embody our creativity. We don't have to ask permission. We can just do it for the funsies. And if no one else is having or hosting a fashion show, host your own. What the heck? Even with your family or friends. For me, that would be like a live stream. Who wants to watch my live stream where I upcycle blah blah blah? Come watch me, I beg you. Or film a YouTube video. Hosting my own fashion show in the park. One attendee. I mean, we can still do it, right? It's still a fashion show. Okay, let's watch this one. Thanks for the care, Marissa. It was so funny because I had a meeting the other day and I kept coughing, but it was like literally just anxiety. And I was like, I don't know what's in the air. I don't know why I'm like this. And I just kept coughing in the entire meeting. And I just kept chugging the water. All you saw was me going like, and just coughing. But the girl ended up really liking me because I was nice. I guess people were not nice in my industry, so when she saw me, I guess it was a bit refreshing. Yes, sign me up. I'll watch your fashion show. In the park? That'd be a fun live stream. Or video. Just put like a red carpet in the park and just like change into different creations. And it's just my solo fashion show. And then the attendees are like teddy bears or plushies. That'd be funny. And kind of sad at the same time. Carrie would also watch. Just me. Can you imagine? Wait, can you imagine? I'm in the park. There's a huge red runway and the grass, and then you just see me like violently getting dressed in one of those like dressers at the side of the carpet. But there's just so much silence because there's nothing else happening. And then I come out in the next outfit and the process just keeps repeating. I feel like I would need to do it with someone, like entertainment, other models. By myself, that would be literally the saddest / funniest thing ever. The saddest thing ever. But if I have a mic on, that would be even funnier. Yeah, one of those pop-up dressing rooms. That would be funny. No, you're allergic to that job. Glad she still enjoys your kind energy. I am so allergic to that job. I don't know what to do. Everyone is so mean. Everyone is so competitive. Bro, it's not that serious. You go in a car and go vroom vroom. That's really it, bruh. That's all we're doing. I just help with the office shit. Like, there's no need to be competitive. Office workers are just office workers. Damn, don't take it so seriously. It's not like they're the ones actually, like, in the sport, you know? I think people would stop and watch, like, in the streams or in person. Okay, I'll think about it. That was funny.
Because there are large antiques in your area, there are drivers in your area.
Life comes at
commercials. Little brain break. A brain break.
At Melbourne Fashion Week, design students have the opportunity to showcase their latest creations.
It's really exciting to be an emerging designer at a period of time when, you know, a lot of people are talking about sustainable fashion, and there's a lot of momentum that's sort of being built up around it.
The fashion here is different. Nothing on this runway is new.
So it's a lot more sustainable if things can be reused, even for a short period of time.
Every scrap of fabric has been scrounged, upcycled and repurposed by the Kangan Institute students.
Yeah, I think for me, upcycling is, you know, an easy way to start because we're starting with what's already on the planet and what's already polluting the planet rather than buying fabrics and creating more waste. So for the jacket, I was just playing around with the beading and like not sure what colour to use. I found some crocheted lace, but I don't know if I want to use that or if I should use some of the swatch headers. What do you think? I've also got this.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
So when we're doing upcycling and we're making sustainable fashion or even zero waste, you have to throw the traditional processes out the window with this type of work.
Okay.
Because you're working with what you've got.
Yeah. When I first started this course, I think I was very overwhelmed with all of the problems with the industry and the sustainability aspect of it. And immediately I thought, you know what, I don't want to be a designer. I do not want to contribute to this. I don't want to make more clothing. I just thought, you know, it's out of control. You know, I don't want to get involved.
But the fashion students here are encouraged to think outside the box.
When we go to the warehouse, it can be really overwhelming. A really good way to get around it is to just look at the colours you like first of all and see that you like the fabric.
Sure. Oh, wow. How massive is this place? Yeah, insane. Yeah. And after seeing all of these clothes at the Red Cross, actually visualising it made me realise I can make anything I want from things that are already existing. And I thought, that's a solution to a problem. And I thought, this can be mine. And I really like that. Yeah, let's put that aside. People don't really think about repairing their clothes anymore. It's all about, well, it's cheaper for me to just buy something brand new, so I'm just going to do that. So I think it's important to add something as simple as a little repair kit to your garment, or, you know, having some sort of instruction manual to help the consumer look after their garment.
In the next 10 years that we make more progress in Australia on what is often referred to as the circular economy. So there's a number of challenges, but probably the main one is sorting the product. Because of the volumes that we have, it has to be done in an automated way. And the machinery that is required to do that is incredibly expensive. We haven't got to a point yet where it's commercially viable in Australia.
So the Northern Hemisphere has been very innovative in establishing technology which may be able to process and recycle textiles. The challenge with donating clothes that may not be able to go through the second-hand market is we might not know what fibre composition they are, or perhaps there's multiple blends of fibres in one piece, and given that labour can be quite expensive here, think about how many man hours and how many things that people have to process and look at the labels and look at the tags. It's crazy. Whereas in Europe, they've come up with optical measures that can send a light through the fabric and bounce back what the composition is made of, and that's a computer system filled up with all the information, of course.
Sustainability doesn't have to be expensive. If you don't have the money, you can be sustainable in your own way by upcycling yourself. You know, it's something that anybody can do.
So freaking cool. Isn't that amazing? So freaking cool. Lovely. What the heck? Ah, so much amazing, beautiful people out there in the world. Marissa says, in person, you should do one. People want connection. I set my watercolors up the other day at a park and 6 people stopped and painted with me. That's so freaking wholesome. Oh, there's a hill in my park. There's a hill in my park, and I can put the red carpet up the hill. And then I can just run up and down the hill as a fashion show. And then I get dressed when I get down the hill. And then you only see me once I go up the hill. And then I have to walk back down to get dressed. What about that? How about that? Is that a good idea? Run up and down the hill. Add a little entertaining element right there. That'd be funny. But let's cover one more. Okay, what else is there? There's the Bog Fashion. The designers collaborating with Swamps and Soil at Atmos. There is the free thrift pop-up at a college that I wanted to feature. Nike just promoted a new sustainability chief. Yes, Nike just promoted Cimarron to sustainability chief for Nike. Yes, okay. H&M set science-based land targets. Interesting. Oprah, she was walking a bit funny and there was a bit of concern for her health. That happened at Paris Fashion Week, but she says she's okay. There's now a digital product passport in action for a brand. That's something interesting. It's basically a tracker of the clothing that comes when you buy the actual item. So we have like a journey of the item if it passes through hands. And also it details more about like its past before it reached you. Prada made a collaboration with National Geographic for a sustainable luxury collection. That's something of interest. What else? Oh, Zara collaborated with Jann Galliano, which is an interesting mix. Luxury with fast fashion. Not a good mix, I would say. There is a designer that's turning salmon skin into avant-garde leather. That's an example. What else? Doordash has teamed up with Foot Locker, so now they'll deliver your shoes to you if that's of interest. Which I think sucks. Why do we need our shoes delivered? Why? And then Gap is facing backlash because they fired pregnant workers in Haiti. Interesting. And then a lot of brands aren't telling us how many clothes they're making. That was featured in Vogue Business. We can talk about that. Trump is filing to cancel a Chinese fashion brand over the use of its name, which is DayGT, which is also short for Donald J. Trump. I don't know, is it Junior? Is his middle name Junior? I don't even freaking know. Oh, and then Balenciaga. Balenciaga just released a new handbag that looks like a regular grocery store plastic bag, and it costs $2,700. And then there's microplastics in women's ovaries. They discovered that for the first time ever. So pick your poison. Pick your poison. What do you want me to talk about? Pick it right now. Pick your poison. I think I'm gonna cover... What should I cover? Wait, this one is so sad. The microplastics and the poison in the microplastics in women's ovaries. Do I have microplastics in mine? Oh my god, I have some in mine, don't I? No. So it says in 2025, researchers in Salerno, Italy, analyzed 18 women's ovarian follicular fluids and found microplastics in 14 of them. But as of now, it's unclear how this affects human health of fertility. Bruh. I ain't having no healthy kids at any point. Bro, do I have microplastics in mine? I'm actually kind of concerned. They're everywhere. Makeup, products. You want to know a fun fact? My boss told me to go clean the conference room, and I grabbed the spray bottle thinking it was a cleaning bottle just for random stuff. It was actually like stain remover spray for clothing, and I sprayed that all over the desks and all over everything, and it kind of like stained the counter. But you know what? I cleaned it. I cleaned that counter real good. I removed the color of that counter. I discolored that shit. I made it so clean it had no more color. Oh my god. Stain remover staining the counter is pretty funny. there's I am low-key gonna get fired tomorrow. I cleaned it so good I removed the color. Why do they have stain remover spray? For laundry, to clean stuff with. That was not my fault. I was like, oh, it's just a spray. Oh my goodness. Can you still have babies if you have microplastics in your ovarian fluid? I don't think that kid needs to be breastfed after that. After they discover that in your body, I don't think that baby should be drinking anything. Microplastic cancer, here we come. Oh my goodness, now I'm getting paranoid where they're coming from. And they say it's a public health crisis and no one is talking about it? Bruh, I need to do more research on this. I have no clue. I just saw this on Instagram. I was like, what are they talking about? Bruh, it's everywhere. And it's in guys' stuffs too. It's in their tea stuff. Then their tests and then eye goals. And their popsicles. Microplastics in ovaries. Oh my gosh. I'm concerned. Microplastics in powders. Do I need to become a granola girl? Is that what it is? I need to become like one of those like, I don't consume anything that's packaged. I don't have the money for that though. I can't eat this because if I microwave it, it gives me cancer. Literally every freaking person I knew in granola land. Bruh. Where's the news at about this? Why is no one talking about it? It's just AI generated videos. This one? Should we trust her? She has doctor in her name.
In the title of their own paper when they published their findings in February 2025. They called it First Evidence. First evidence of microplastics inside human ovarian follicular fluid.
Oh, we're so screwed. Oh, we're so screwed. How do I get them out? How do I get them out of there? How do I get them out?
Not in the food we eat, not in the water we drink, not even in our blood, though they're there too. inside the fluid that directly surrounds and bathes the eggs in human ovaries. And 3 months later, a study published in Nature Medicine confirmed that microplastics are accumulating inside human brain tissue.
Is she AI generated? She looks AI generated.
And that the concentrations measured in 2024 were significantly higher.
I don't trust anything anymore. Are you real or fake? I think she's fake, huh? I think she's AI.
There's something happening in the bodies of women over 50, doubles the risk of cardiovascular events.
She looks sus, doesn't she? Oh my goodness. Where are we heading in life?
In postmenopausal women.
Snap your W2.
We're gonna pivot. I saw the Mayor Mamdani eat Taco Bell and Dunkin' Donuts, and I just want to watch it. I tweeted this actually on my Twitter. Mamdani, can you save us? There's microplastics right there, but can you save us? How do I know this is real news? Because it was an ad. Look, this was an ad right there. Did they lie to us? But there's studies from Penn State, that Science Track, Stanford Medicine. Oh my goodness. What is reality? What is it?
The Taco Bell.
We're at the combination City Hall and Taco Bell. And I'm here today with our incredible Commissioner Levine of DCWP to announce some very exciting news. What do we have to tell people today?
Yes, so more than 800 New York City workers are going to get checks, or they're going to get money deposited in their account. Today we're announcing 3 different enforcement actions from DCWP. One of them is against Dunkin' Donuts and Taco Bell for not giving workers predictable schedules. One of them is against Theory, the retailer, same issue, not giving workers the schedules that they can predict, plan their lives around. And the third is a lawsuit we're filing against a franchisee in Staten Island, Dunkin' Donuts franchisee, also not giving the workers predictable schedules or protected time off.
So how much money are we talking about that you're announcing in settlement today?
Yeah, so we're talking about almost $2 million back to workers, mostly fast food workers, more than 800 of them across New York City, and also a lawsuit against Dunkin' franchisees to get more money back.
So now before we get a little bit more into this, I think it's only fair that we should try some of the food on offer at City Hall's first ever mukbang.
Carrie says, dude, AI doctors on YouTube is so dystopian. It is. What am I supposed to believe in? I'm human, but are you human on YouTube? I don't think so. I don't think so. Carrie says this was the story I was most interested in, so I'm glad you started with it. Yeah. I was really concerned. Oh my goodness. I'm still concerned. I don't want no microplastics.
Here we are. Where are you going to start with?
Well, I have this Crunchwrap Supreme has been calling my name.
Okay.
This is great New York. It's good for on the go, easy to eat. Okay. See, it's a pretty big one. I'm gonna give it a try.
Please.
All right.
Here we go.
I don't want to be like that McDonald's CEO, you know. It's pretty good though.
It's pretty good.
I'm try it.
I'm also gonna go for the Crunchwrap Supreme.
I mean, look, for the first lunch we've been able to sit down to in weeks, it's filling, got some cheese in there. I'm
give it like a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10.
I mean, I'm eating more. I'm going to upgrade it to an 8 out of 10.
What is this? What am I watching? Why? 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 What is happening? I'm so tired of being confused on the internet. I'm so tired. What are they doing? Are they just eating food so that people become interested in what they're saying? So they can advocate for stable work schedules and stable wages so that people can have a dignified life? Is this a method that we've come to, that they're becoming marketing creatives to essentially push the idea for human rights? This is dystopian. Everything about late stage capitalism is dystopian. They themselves are not the issue. It's just the platform they're playing in. Late stage capitalism forces you into the most random situations to push for your ideals and values. The fact that they have to eat this in a conference room with suits on to like carry their point across is crazy. But you know what? It's kind of working because here we are watching it. Carrie says, I fear I am too hungry to be watching this when the only Taco Bell is an hour away. Where are you at? I feel so bad. An hour? Damn. That's brutal. That's actually really brutal. Oh. You can always heat up like a tortilla and beans and then like put some cheese on there. That's a good alternative. What is this timeline? You know, I'm trying to figure that one out and you're in the middle of nowhere, so we're both kind of confused. Save me! Ugh. What is happening? Dude, this is worse than I thought. I just saw this on my Twitter feed and I thought it was cute, but no, this is actually really freaking disturbing.
Crunchwrap Supreme.
Thank you to the workers who made this.
They are not the problem. Mamdani and him are not the problem. It's just the approach of it, like the marketing concept itself. This is where we've come to get people's attention so that we can thank the workers that make the items that they're eating.
Thank you to the not the franchisees who broke the law, but the workers who made the Crunchwrap Supreme. You did supremely well.
You really did. We celebrate with some Baja Blast.
They say they poets. They be poets sometimes. It's like they're cosplaying being politicians. It's almost like a skit where they're trying to be politicians and they're like kids and they're trying to be like, oh guys, we care about human rights. Look at our Taco Bell. This is literally me when I was a kid pretending to be something. Bro, they look like they're not real humans, like real politicians.
And now
this is quite good.
This is.
Thank you also to the workers who made the Baja
Yes,
Blast. Truly.
thank you to you as well.
The Structure Motorized Pergola system is reinventing the way homeowners experience the outdoors.
Bro, I'm so confuddled. I'm so confuddled. Either they're genius or this is diabolically stupid. They must be geniuses. They must be geniuses. They must be geniuses. This must be a genius idea.
Mister, can you take us through? We're talking about $1.8 million.
Yeah.
And this is for what kind of violations took place?
Yeah, so New York has some of the strongest protection.
I'm just going to keep eating.
Please keep eating.
Thank you.
And then I'm going to turn it over to you so I can eat some more of my Crunch Wrap. So New York has some of the strongest protections for fast food workers, the great people who made this Crunch Wrap in the country. What does that mean? When it comes to having a predictable schedule, fast food chains can't be changing workers' schedules week to week. They have to give people steady schedules. If they do want to change fast food workers' schedules, they have to give them 14 days notice. And if they try to make changes in between that time, they have to give workers a premium. And one right a lot of workers have that they don't know they don't have, they might not know they have, is they get extra time for clopenings. They can say no. Do you know what a clopening is, Mayor?
What is a clopening?
So clopening is when you have to go to bed, when you have to close the store at 11 and then open the store the next day. And I know you work crazy hours, you probably don't sleep. Most workers out there actually need a day's rest before getting back on the job. And what the law says is a company can't make you close the store late at night, open it early in the morning unless you consent, and then they have to pay you a little extra, about $100.
And so you're saying that at these Dunkin' Donuts and Taco Bell franchise locations from this one particular franchise owner, these were the rights getting violated.
Exactly. The workers didn't have predictable schedules. They were forced to close the store, then open it the next day without compensation. That's why we're getting money back in their pockets.
And I think one of the things that to me is one of the more beautiful parts of this settlement is that it all starts with one worker.
I'm starting to get hungry too. Bruh. I'm getting hungry and I love Dunkin'. I'd be getting their matcha. I was gonna get a matcha today, but then I was like, I already bought one this weekend. But it's so interesting to find out that they're forced to close and then open. And that's a couple hours of sleep and then they have to go back and they don't get no incentive. I didn't think about that. I've never worked in the food industry. I feel like I have too much anxiety, a lot of germ issues to do that. And then I'm like socially like inept sometimes. I'm socially awkward basically. I don't know how to read the room a lot of the times when I'm anxious. Like when I'm calm, I can read people. But when I'm nervous and you need me somewhere, I don't know how to navigate. So imagine in a fast food industry where it's like all hands on, it's all like, I guess, intuitive, fast paced work, very social. I would crumble. I feel so bad for the food workers. I'm always so nice to them. And then when I go to Dunkin', I have like my notes. Literally, I'm like, oh, hi, give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up my order on my phone because I forgot it. I'm literally such a fucking anxious person. And I go like this. I'm literally like this. I'm like, oh, hi, just give me a second. I'm going to pull up my order. I just forgot about it. Because literally, I panic. And then I'm like, okay, I found it. Can I have a medium brown sugar iced matcha latte? And I say it so, like, slow so they can understand. Because if you're pressing the buttons, I'm like, I need to give them a chance. And then, oat milk, please. And then, please, a sandwich with a croissant. Egg and cheese only. And I try to be nice. It's just, they go through so much. And they don't even get paid enough. They usually only get paid like $15, $16. Oh, my gosh. They can't survive off of that wage. If I can't survive off of $17 an hour and I work full time, imagine them with their random shifts that they get. And my brother experiences this. Like my brother, he works at a grocery store. His schedule is crazy. He works one day for 2 hours and the next it's like 10 hours. And every week it's a different schedule. I'm like, brother, when are you free? When are you free? Tell me. But Jewel Osco is always hiring new people. That's where he's employed. And they're constantly just like going through people because no one can live off of that life. Everyone deserves a stable schedule, a good pay, just a balanced life. Like we deserve to know when we can relax, when we can go to work on a routine basis. Carrie says, I beef with Dunkin' ever since they gave me matchas that were half foam. And that is not an exaggeration. Bro, your state is... your state is, rough. Half foam? Bro, those are so expensive. I get a matcha and it's like $8. And it's mostly ice. One time I was like, can you please give me light ice? The thing was like half full. They didn't put extra liquid in there. They just left it like that. My drink is half ice. Oh, I sounded like a Karen right there, but it's fine. Right? Give me my product. I pay my money.
One worker making a complaint about the violation of fair workweek laws is what leads to more than 800 workers receiving, some of them will receive, I think, as you said, more than $10,000?
Some workers would get more than not most workers, but some workers would get more than $10,000. And I think that's such an important point, Mayor. You know, most people assume that an agency like ours, a city like ours, can just kind of look out in the world and identify violations. The reality is we need workers to file complaints with us. Yeah. We need people to tell us what happened. And that starts with just one worker going to nyc.gov/workers. There's also a phone number they can call.
311, you can call. And the point of this is that if you take this step, it makes our city a fairer city, a more just city. And look, I've been asking the commissioner tons of questions, but we also want to actually hear questions from you. Absolutely. So please, whatever questions you have, throw them in the chat. We'd love to hear them. The commissioner's going to...
Is this a live stream? Throw them in the chat. He's been watching too many live streams. Also, he's been on Hassan Piker's live stream, so I think maybe that's where it got rubbed off on him. I can't talk. Rubbed off on him. Yep, English. My brain actually switches over to Spanish when it gets later on in the day because I call my parents or I call people or I just watch Spanish stuff. So I'm slowly losing my English skills as the day progresses. But Carrie says, hate half ice drinks so much. Yes, that should be a tweet. Hate half ice drinks so much. I'm not buying your frozen water. Essentially, we are just buying water mixed with some powder and some sugar and some ice. I can make that at home. I can. It's just what they put in there is addictive. So much addiction.
Be reading them out. In the meantime, I will just fill our time with eating as much Crunchwrap Supreme as possible. And then maybe time for a munchkin.
Maybe time. We'll have to earn the munchkin.
Okay.
I think we should answer some
Munchkin after
questions first.
3 to 4 questions.
Perfect. All right. Should we start with the question, Mayor?
What do we got?
Okay. So, Free Bronx Kids asks us, many families don't know their rights. Very true. How will the city make sure Bronx residents are aware of and able to use these protections?
Well, I think first and foremost, we want to use every single avenue we have to share this with New Yorkers. A right is only as good as your knowledge of it and your ability to actually exercise it. And so whether that means live streaming, whether that means speaking directly to...
Hey! I'm a good citizen. I'm not even from New York, and I don't plan on living there ever. Y'all are expensive. With your rats and your fake hot dogs and your Williamsburg freaking hippies that are just cosplaying as hippies because they're actually like trust fund babies. Yup. I'm losing my mind. I don't know where I was going with that. I don't... Where did Marissa go? Marissa, you haven't come. Oh, she's watching her babies because she's a mom. W. Marissa. Do we actually want to finish this or do we want to move on? I keep interrupting the video. Maybe a couple more minutes.
To you as New Yorkers, or it also means ensuring that DCWP has the support from city government to be taking this case to any employer that's violating the law. What else would you add, Commissioner?
Yeah, I think that is so important. I mean, that is my biggest message for people is there's a feedback loop here. When you tell us about what's happening in the workplace, we can get money back in your pockets if your rights have been violated. Tell your neighbors about it. Tell your friends.
We're going to move on. I'm too hungry. I sadly want a matcha and a croissant sandwich right now, and that's not happening with these people. Yep. Thank you for fighting for the workers, Mayor Mamdani. Yeah, this is amazing. Very interesting way to approach it, but workers need stable schedules, workers need good pay, and be treated like freaking humans. They're not robots. And I always try to be extra special. You know an interesting thing that happened to me once? I was getting a matcha, and then the person that got my order was so nice. And then I paid with one person, but she kept staring at me. And then someone else came back to hand me my change because I paid with cash. And they kept staring at me. And then someone else gave me the sandwich. And then someone else came and gave me the matcha. I don't know what was going on. There was like 4 people I talked to, and it's usually 1. Maybe I'm just overanalyzing stuff, but I was like, how many workers do you need for like one transaction? They must have had some weird shift that day. I don't know. I wonder how it functions, like how they make those decisions of who gets to work and when and why. I guess that's one of my few privileges. I've never worked in fast food, and I don't really see myself doing that. But if I ever need a job, I will apply. I applied to McDonald's. They rejected me. It's like, oh, okay, that's okay. That's fine. Okay, let's move on. I want to talk about this. The Jann, Galliano, and Zara collaboration. So if you know anything about fashion, Galliano is a luxury brand and Zara is a fast fashion brand. And the partnership just kind of rubs me the wrong way because I think a luxury brand dilutes themselves when they collaborate with fast fashion. So I'm wondering where this came from because it looks bad for Jann on my behalf, in my perspective. If I was Jann, this would have been a horrible PR move because Zara is very damaging for the earth. And if you care about luxury fashion, you should care about artistry and quality and your like narrative and your branding. You have something to preserve. So if you say you're going to work with them and look into Zara's archives, what fast fashion archives are there? What are you looking at if it's all just in the trash and it's all like cheap stuff? Where's the archives for fast fashion? And thrift stores? Are you like partnering with the thrifted collection or thrifted items? It's very confusing. So let's see what we can find. I never pretend to be an expert. I'm just someone that wants to learn about this with y'all. And I'll leave the experts to us. I'll leave him to talk. You know, he's the expert. He has a trench coat. He is the supposed expert in this. Let's watch him. Wait, Marissa's back. Yeah, my bad. I was being a mom. I don't know if that's goals or not. How many kids you got? I feel like, Marissa, you're like me, but older and wiser. Should I be a mom? I think I would be a good mom. I'd be a silly one. It's very silly. I feel like I'm very overprotective. Like, I would have that kid, like, wrapped up and protected all the time. You know what I mean? Like, styrofoam and I'd accidentally drop him or her. But that's okay, because you gotta take the punches sometimes. I'd probably call the kid, like, something whimsical. Like a flower. Just one. One is plenty. How many kids would I want? I would say, dub. Rubby dubby dub. I don't know. Bro, two? Two is enough, I feel like. One is not enough. The one child syndrome thing where they're raised alone, they be coming out strange. Two, I think, is enough. Yeah, but doesn't your body get destroyed? My youthful looks, they're gonna be gone. All that hard working for what? Two is good. Can they be twins? So I can do like the multitask method where like I grow two at one time and then they all pop out at the same time and then I raise them together. I can do that method, right? I should do that method. Honestly, like the reason why I'm so picky with people is because if I was to like have a kid, I would pour every single ounce of myself in that kid. That would be my life. If I'm live streaming, those kids are gonna be right there. Sit down, buddy. Mama's streaming. Mama's streaming. Marissa says, I think you would be a great mom, but I would say don't rush it. It's a never-ending labor of love. Dude, they're so expensive. I'd be buying them all the things. Like if it's a girl, it'd be all the dresses. If it was a boy, all the whatever the boys do. The pants. The pants. Kid reviews my fashion when? Wait, what? Like the kid reviews what I'm wearing? I don't know. It's my time is ticking. I'm getting old. I feel like I've invested a lot of my energy in preserving myself, but like my time is ticking. Yeah, lol, I just thought it was silly. Dude, I was literally crashing out the other day about small things. Imagine having a whole ass kid. Oh my gosh. I haven't planned that for long. My goodness. But I do want to call, like my daughter Elizabeth. Isn't that such a lovely name? I've always had that in my head. Elizabeth. Toddler, do my fit check. And then the kid is holding like the phone. Wait, have you seen those videos of like the of like the kid filming the mom? Wait, let me pull it up. That'd be so me. Just grab the phone. Toddler filming adult. Why does that sound wrong? Wait, these are so wholesome. No. What is happening? Annoying kid on the flight? Uh-oh, I've entered the weird world of YouTube. I feel like this would be me though. This one. Actually, no, I thought that was... No, never mind. Sorry. Oh, I'm blocking it too. You know what? Let's get off of this section. We're getting off. We're moving on. Nope. I got overwhelmed. Lots of potential nicknames for Elizabeth, too. Very cute and timeless. I'd call her... I didn't think about nicknames. Damn it. I didn't think this one through. I would call her Elizabeth, and her name would be Rose, most likely. I'd call her Rose. My Ellie Rose is my, like, online name. But it would be her nickname. Like, her middle name. Her real nickname. I'm getting overwhelmed. I haven't thought about this really in detail.
The next Zara collaborator will be John Galliano. The design.
Wait, Lizzie, Beth, Eliza, Liz. Fuck. We'll get there. I kind of like Liz. Like Liz McGuire. My brain is on my tangents. We're not getting anywhere in this live stream. Honestly, fuck it. My tangents are taking over. Lizzie McGuire. Dude, she was an icon. I love Lizzie. Oh my god, these commercials. We are exactly where we need to be. W philosophy. W intellectualism. W Buddhism. Oh, I love this show.
Matt, get out of the refrigerator. You're wasting electricity. Okay.
Son, did you sleep like that?
Yeah, it was boiling last night.
Yeah, well, it's almost summer.
And Sam, the air conditioning is busted.
I'll fix it.
We'll fix it.
We'll fix it.
I'm sorry, kiddo. Hey, I wonder if you...
Wait.
I'm watching him grow up like I'm watching you right now. I'm going to high school. I'm going to high school. I'm going to high school.
Wait a minute. But isn't Lizzie, like, very American? What would she be in Spanish? Because I speak Spanish. Lessie. Lessie. Ellie! Wait, that's my nickname. So essentially, I would be giving her my online nickname. Wait, that's actually kind of genius. Carrie, bro, you've unlocked something. Okay, so if I want the name to be Elizabeth, and I call her Ellie, but her real middle name is Rose, she would be Ellie Rose, which is my online presence. That's actually, like, crazy. Bruh. Bruh. Bruh, that's crazy. Oh my goodness, I need to think.
Designer has signed a 2-year partnership which will see him reauthor the brand's archives. I don't know where these are kept, but I imagine you'd find a lot of it in the desert or in the ocean. Galliano represents one of the biggest fashion names to partner with the brand so far. He graduated St. Martin's in London and went on to be head designer at Givenchy, spending 14 years at Dior and most recently 10 years at Margiela. This is a continuation of Zara distancing themselves from ultra-fast fashion and colluding with luxury powerhouses. Many brands tried to compete with the likes of Shein and engage them in a race to the bottom. Zara went in the other direction and positioned themselves towards luxury. Partnering with Galliano progresses their oat washing and takes their rebrand to the next level. Aligning with a middle market offering design-led products which is still mass-produced from low-quality materials with murky supply chains. Galliano did say that this was very sustainable from a creative point of view. Well, I'm glad at least he's sustained. Reauthoring is just word soup and marketing jargon, and Zara are very good at that. In fact, having Galliano's name associated is all part of that too. Persuading you that their products are better, and yes, whilst they might be cool, they are still shit. Anyway, here are some pieces from the Zara archive that I remember. A sexually suggestive top for little girls, another top resembling something from 1940s Germany, and even a bag that matches. Campaigns that are reminiscent of the landscape of Gaza, and more problematic pieces that could all be reauthored. The next Zara collaboration.
Oh, what a time to be alive. What a time. Look, these are the archives. To be in a landfill as a fashion designer, so we can grab the archives and create something majestic and artistic for the name of luxury fashion. To be an artist, to be an intellectual, to be the designer that we all need to be. Oh, right? Right? Luxury fashion doesn't feel truly luxury anymore, they say. It's starting to mirror fast fashion, constantly pushing product to keep up with consumer demand, while often compromising on quality. What's being sold at premium prices doesn't always reflect premium craftsmanship, but instead relies heavily on the prestige and perception of the brand's name. Interesting. What a time to be in late stage capitalism. Can we go back to Lizzie? Brain break.
School.
A new song, please.
What is that?
We welcome you soon-to-be freshmen, or should we say fresh meat. This warning is from the seniors at Hillridge High School. Know the rules of the school now before you make a huge mistake and cross our paths.
Oh no, I'm going to high school. I hang out with Georgette Skylar.
Oh my god. I'm just such a popular little girl. And I care about my fashion. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm such a pretty girl. And I care about fashion. Okay, I'm gonna jump off, guys. There's really nothing else to... There's nothing else to talk about. There's a lot more I could discuss, but I've left the news bits for you guys to read. I know you guys like to read and learn about this stuff, so it'll be all in my YouTube description. I can also share the link right now if you don't want to dig for it. I'll just share it, just in case. Public link copy, but it's always in my description of my YouTube videos, or my YouTube live streams. Just because I'm not covering everything, I feel bad. I'm gonna share it, I'm gonna share it, I'm gonna share it. YouTube, please load. What's happening? Focus. Focus on it. Focus. Focus on it. Okay. I've shared it. I've shared it. Okay, I don't think there's anything else for me to talk about. What else can I say? What else can I do? But I really appreciate everyone for jumping on and chatting and spending time. There's a couple people on Twitch. Where did you come from? The heck? I've literally not been checking any of these numbers. I feel more comfortable when I don't check the numbers, so welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining, but I'm leaving. I've deliriously gone through this stream. It's been a rough week. It's going to continue to be a rough week. I don't know what's happening with my job employment. I feel very sporadic because of it. I always try to be as honest as I can. And I'm notorious for like being very low energy. I'm a very low energy person. I have a lot of ADHD, so like my head is on a bunch of tangents. So I'm not a perfect streamer. I'm not going to pretend I am. I do what I can. If you enjoy it, that's all I can ask for. And you guys are amazing if you show up and participate. You really are what like keeps me going in the day. Like all I think about is going on the stream and like talking. So I really do love every single person that has joined, and it really means a lot. It means a lot. It keeps me going. Marissa says, don't feel bad. Thanks so much for all that you do. Thank you. Carrie says, have a restful night. Catch you in the next one. Yeah. What the heck? Thank you so much. I'm gonna go. Have a good night. Bye. Oh my god, I'm crying. Bye, guys. Bye. How do I end this? Bye.